Alright, time for another one of these. We're back in the Cirrus jet, just because it's gonna get us over to where we need to go quickly. But we are near Cardiff. Uh, Apparently this is a Cardiff airport, but not actually anywhere close to the town. There's actually a whole nother town in between it. So, thought that was interesting when I was looking for it on the map. We are in Wales, and we're going to check out the 3 tracks that are here. Figured today would be a good day for that, as the great American Welsh team, Wrexham, has won promotion, and, well, you know, as an American, since all the Europeans are annoyed that the Americans like that team, yeah, figured, hey, let's go check out Wales. So we're not gonna get anywhere near Wrexham, I don't think, because we're kind of making an L shape here as we go across the south and then up to the northwest. But yeah, some interesting tracks to go look at here. So we will get turned here. That should give us enough runway. Don't need too much with this thing. And hopefully it'll be a nice flight. It's not terrible weather like last time. But our first racetrack of the 3 will be pretty quickly coming up. And we're up and away. Gear is up. And we want to head westward. We were first looking for, I've already forgotten the name. Llandow, although it's got 2 L's, so I'm sure there's some Welsh on it that I'm not putting on it. But it is on a sort of on a old airfield, but it's more tucked in a corner and almost Tsukuba 1000 style track. Very, very, very oval shaped. Let's go ahead and autopilot, and we're at altitude hold right here. And let's get our heading. So we want to head in that direction, probably. Back our speed down. Heading on. See if we can find this thing. It's a little bit difficult to find when I was looking just at the map in game, but I think we'll be able to find it fairly easy. And, well, we just found it. So, let's take a look here. There's your racetrack. This sort of oval looking thing. Got a go-kart track there as well. See, it's on a old base that's been tore up, but yeah, it's pretty crazy that it's mostly, I think it's mostly left-hand, or I don't know, it could be right. Yeah, it might be right, but that is our first track. Probably go-kart track gets more use than anything. And yeah, so that is Llandow. pull this up over on the screen, and hopefully it doesn't completely break the game, but that way you can see that is the layout. So, pretty crazy that it is that short, and they didn't really utilize too much of the airport. So now we're just gonna get on track here and turn nav on to follow. Probably climb up a bit, but now we're cruising at get the barometer in there, 1600. Gonna have a lot of quarries along the way. And we're gonna be doing a little shortcut across the water, it appears. But our next point on this little journey is up here, and that is gonna be Pembrey. If I've got that right. Yeah, Pembrey Circuit. So, it is kind of the same. These two tracks remind me of like the Australian racetracks. Just kind of feels like they're really short course, flat, and not a whole lot of technical bends in them, but definitely going to be flying much lower than we normally would, but get a taste of the south coast here. Very large quarry there. You know what, since we're making such a good time, we're going to be there in not too long. Let's go ahead and just go by heading and follow the coast. Just for a bit more scenery here. So I believe we crossing over Swansea. I think it's up and past here. But yeah, some really decent looking scenery around here. It's probably the best that we've seen so far. We're not going to have any photogrammetry, I don't believe, but got a little bit of a rail yard here. Go up here to this point and then get back on track. Over here we got a bunch of flattened off hills. We're gonna actually definitely need to gain some altitude once we go in to the country, but we've got a ways to go before we need to think about that. So, what we got going on over here? This definitely looks like old military. Converted into solar. And we can make a left here. Down this coast. And aim for that airport, which is where the track is located. Might want to just gain a bit of altitude as well. Let's go up to 2,000. So we got the port city over here. And yeah, all AI generated there, but quite a large town. That's the soccer stadium, but it's been flattened. Whole bunch of houses up on this hill, though. It's kind of cool. Definitely not many straight roads. Let's make sure that we're pointed in the right direction here. Looks like we're slightly off. Alright, so we're going 180. And it looks like we got about 4 minutes until we reach our destination. Should have, yep, the airport down there. So we're 11 miles out from this one, and pull up on screen what the circuit looks like. So again, it's really got that like Australian feel, which I know is kind of all the same culture as UK, but Wales is sort of different, but not. It all depends on when things were built. But yeah, it's just some very short tracks. But the one up north is actually much different, and you can't even see the airbase that it was on. So I don't think there was a whole lot left of it, or it was all grass to begin with when they started building it in the 50s. They were going to build Circuit of Wales just north of Cardiff, I think, but all that fell through. It was mainly going to be a motorcycle track. But we're getting close to our destination. I'm going to back our speed off just a little bit here. Looks like we've got just ahead of us. Right there is going to be our track. back to the farmland. We haven't seen a whole lot of that with all the trees and hills around, but definitely not as much as that was around on the trip down south to Goodwood on the last flight. But here we come up on our racetrack. Or the racetrack's over there. Which one is it? I know there was one I was looking at earlier that had a bit of a horse track that was previously part of it, but I don't think that was actually here. We'll swing up there and look at it, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is it. Right on the airport. So the track is down here on this end again, and then active runways right here. Very short runway. Just another track that didn't just use the outer road and kind of built itself down at one end. It does cross over one of the runways, the old runways. But they've also got like a little course over here. I'm not sure what it is. I think maybe dirt bikes there. But yeah, there is another racetrack. It's Pembrey. I had to look and remember what the name was, because again, I've never heard of it. That's the point of doing these flights. So, alright, let's head off to our next destination. Lock on to nav. We've got 83 miles to go, but we're going to be able to blast away here. We'll gain some altitude. Go up to, let's go up to 8,000. Speed. Climb at 500 here. Are you gonna follow what I wanted you to go do? Nope. Alright. Cool. We will just fix it ourselves. Flight plan. Direct to. Alright. Are we going to turn now? There we go. Just wanted to come over to this coast. Alright, so the next one is Anglesey circuit, and it looks much more developed and like really high quality, at least from their website. I'll pull up a photo once we get to it, but honestly, some awesome scenery as well. Like, one of those tracks that, like, you think Phillips Island is kind of cool because it's near the coast. Phillip Island has nothing on this track. Alright, so 80 miles out, and that's about 20 minutes at the moment, but we are climbing. Once we get settled in here, we'll get a better idea. I don't think we need to go as high as we are, but get us a little bit more speed. So, I'm going to be crossing over the water, and should still be able to see most of the coast. We can zoom out here, see how, oops. Yeah, so we're going all the way up here. Maybe we just bring it back here and follow the coast. Just so that we're not doing a whole bunch of flights over water. Make it take a little bit longer, but that might actually be the better idea, as long as I select my heading before I take that off. So, the airport that we're going to land at's there. These are 2 military bases, but the racetrack is out on this little island, and honestly, I hope it looks awesome in the game, but I doubt it will, because you usually get disappointed by stuff in the game, but pull the photo up once we get there, just so you can see how awesome it looks. So yeah, just a whole bunch of farmland right now. Farmland, hills, and little creeks. Just going to double check what the town is that we're going to be coming up on. Or the area. Oh yeah, these are every single word on this side of the coast. I have no idea how to pronounce. There's actually not a whole lot of towns along the coast. I thought there was some bigger towns along the coast, but it must be fairly rugged. Which I guess, looking at the terrain map, it is and it isn't. But we'll go up to here, then fly straight up, and then head over the racetrack, which is either there or there. Let's hop outside, see what we got going on. So we've got a bunch of deforestation there, and can't tell if they're flattening off the top of the hills or what. Little community down there. Another one over there. Let's double check our speed, make sure I'm not over speeding. Ground speed 261 right now. Let's see if I can. Figure this out. I don't think I'm going to. We're not going to worry about it. It's holding steady, and if we overspeed, it's not too big of a deal. I'm going to turn back slightly towards the coast here. We've got a little bit of a drift. And we're only 13 minutes out. Even going in this sort of wrong direction, so. Let's just crank this thing up. Fuel, I think we're all good. Yeah, definitely good. Using 134 gallons per hour. We have 209, and it's not going to be all that long to get there, so. I believe that is Ireland. Unless I am really screwing up my geography. Yep, that would be it. So just across from our track is Dublin. Kind of lines up right with that. At least we picked a good day. Using real world weather every time, and the last couple of times that I've flown over here, it's not been great. You definitely got some mountains up here though. Oh, and I'm going to guess that's not really supposed to be there. Some terrain seam issues. Alright, our ground speed's 276 now, right there. 10 minutes out, and once we get pointed to it, it's going to be even quicker. So we've got this little thing poking out, and then just past it, we've got the island that's, I mean, I don't even really consider it an island. Looking at a map, it looks like it's just a river going between the two, but I am guessing they know more than I do when they call it an island, or I've just read something completely wrong about it. Yeah, this is the biggest town that we have over here, which is very surprising. I would have thought there was a larger town on this side. And it doesn't look like there's anything terrain-wise preventing it. You've got a big inlet up here. Get ourselves pointed back towards the track. Yeah, so Dublin's gotta be like right on that part of the coast over there. Yeah, this right here is just like set up perfectly for a massive city. there's nothing. Just this little guy. Just odd. I'm sure there's a reason, but alright, so we can see over this little peninsula now, and we can see a bit of land that we're going to be headed to. Speed again. So we do have something coming up. There's at least an airport up here. Actually, no, I mean, there's an airport there, but there's still just nothing. Alright, I'm gonna go look for where this racetrack is real quick. There we go. Alright, it's a little further than I thought it was, but turn back and land there. I can zoom in on that map now. And we can probably start dropping our altitude. Don't have a whole lot between us. Take the altitude down to 3,000. $500 feet a minute. We're 5 minutes out. Just watch our throttle. Got for time on this. Alright, only 30 minutes in now, so by the time I get to the track, turn around and land, it'll be at about an hour, but much quicker than I thought it was going to be, but also we're going really, really quick. Alright, so we are looking at, we got all these little points coming off. Not the one with the beach. Not the one after that. But the third one is what I think we need to aim for, that one. Heading and pointed towards that. Actually, is that correct? No. Too short. There. So we're aiming for that right there. Should be where our racetrack is. Let's take a look back out here. It's just got this small town here. There's a little airport. Where'd it go? Right there. And yeah, just another inlet that nothing built up around it. Some really dry looking mountains too, though. It's kind of strange. Wondering if it's just the time of year that the images were. Alright, we're going to drop 1,000 foot a minute just to get us down there. Be able to take a look at the airport that we're going to be landing at somewhere over here, but I'm not 100% sure if it's actually a paved surface. It might be a pretty short runway as well. Alright, so there is our airport. Probably drop down to 2,000 feet. Our racetrack is going to be right there. So let's line this heading up again. Zoom in on the map. What we got going on over here? A few more towns. And then there's a couple of military bases or military fields up here, so I don't know if there's going to be more towns up in that area, but alright, there's our runway. Looks like we got a couple of options. Maybe just that one. I don't know if that's actually open. Maybe it's just repaved. Here is the racetrack. Actually might not look too terrible. Although it's not going to have the awesome coastline that it should, but I'll bring the photo up. Just really drain our speed off here. Got 900 feet to go. Yeah, it looks like the terrain is all messed up, but maybe it'll pull it together as we get closer. But the edges of the coast are always really, really hard for the game to do right, and it looks like, sadly, it's cleaned up a little bit as we've gotten closer, so that's good. But yeah, this is Anglesey, which, again, never heard of it. but it is really a scenic racetrack right here on the coast. And although this looks good, it doesn't do these cliffs justice right here along the edge. But yeah, you can see that it's not your normal British track. And it's really, really good. Let's go ahead and turn ourselves around here. Yeah, so the cliffs are a little better on this side, but you can see the elevation here in these cliffs. Oh, and the game is struggling right now. I don't know what happened. But, I mean, what an awesome, awesome area for a track. That is just... I did not expect to have something that looked like that on this trip. Just because everything's been fairly boring, but look at that place. Now, to show you what it looks like in real life, look at that place. Look how awesome that is. So, alright, let's go put this thing down and call that a trip. You can go out. We're gonna go ahead and get pointed this direction. That should give us a good 90 degrees to get in there. And, well, we know the airport is pretty much at 0. Stay at around 150, just no need to speed this part up. There is our airport. We got another little terrain issue going on through there. But hopefully we have the wind in the right direction. I couldn't figure out where I've turned my wind on in this panel. I sat there and tried to click on it over and over and over, and I could not find the button that I pressed last time, which is really annoying. But we're gonna land on the blacker one, probably not the direction that you'd normally land from, because you would assume wind coming off the water, but we should be fine. It's not a bad windy day. So let's go ahead and turn autopilot off. Get this thing slowed down. Get gear out. Missed the turn a bit. Alright, we're at 800 feet. Oh, there's something funky going on with these textures.
500.
It's like they repaved the center line, and that's it. Alrighty. coming in a bit hot, but actually might not be too terrible. Right over the beach. Do have a tailwind. Little rough, but oh yeah, there's a strong tailwind. I mean, I should have known. Gonna get the wind off the coast, but we got it down. And now we're at wherever the hell this is. I don't even know. Just not a whole lot over here other than those little buildings over there. It's just a tiny little community there, but let's go ahead and put parking brake on. But yeah, if we go look, there's that little community at the end of the runway, which is very weird. And then not a whole else going on. I guess across the water, you got a little bit bigger one, but yeah. So, hope you enjoyed that flight. It's interesting to see the West Coast, and very interesting to see that track. I definitely want to go look it up now and watch some videos on it, but hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.